Good evening, everyone. My name is Wei Cai. I'm the regional manager in the Seattle Public Library. I manage 5 branches in the Southeast Seattle area. From north to south is Beacon Hill, IDC, International District Chinatown branch, and then Beacon Hill, and then Columbia and New Holly. And the southernmost of my branch is Rainier Beach, is where this committee is resigned. Committee members is resigned. Kathy invited me here to meet with you to answer questions from anybody in this meeting who have a question about the library, about the service and whatnot. So I'm here to take questions.
And actually, I have a few that were brought up. And
Okay.
one was this new system of having the metal containers.
Oh, yeah.
How does that work?
Thank you, Kathy. And the metal container, we call it locker. What it is that it's like Amazon, Amazon style pickup lockers. And what it is that for patrons who have holds, prefer to pick up their holds in the locker during closed hours, actually closed or open hours. They choose locker as their locker location. For example, you can choose the Rainier Beach branch as your physical branch pickup location. But when you reserve a book, you can also tell the system, I want to pick up my books in this locker. And there's a Rainier Beach locker, there's a High Point locker. In the system right now, there are only 2 lockers that we call it, we're still piloting, testing it out. And then some Rainier Beach patrons, community members have started using them. We have the soft launch, I would say a couple months ago, maybe more than 3 months ago. I don't remember the timeline, but it has been going on for some time. And I have an update to give you all if any of you have been using that locker or is interested in the locker. And today, I think we just sent an email to the patrons who have been designating the locker as their hold pickup place. We communicate to them, we are put that system service on hold temporarily until the vendor can come up with a better, more efficient computer hardware and software. So I think if any one of you have been using that service, you should have received the email today about that.
I know a second question, and other people can jump in, but these are the ones people have brought to my attention, is the new policy on being able to stall out a book. If your book is ready and you don't want it right away, you can stay at the front of the line, but people can go ahead of you.
I don't think so. No. Say that a little more. So you place a book on hold for you.
Right. And they tell you that you're ready so that you could pick it up. But
Right.
now you can either suspend it to a different date.
Yes. It's you take that initiative. Library does not let anybody cut in line before you. But if you tell library, say, I'm on vacation for 3 weeks, I want to temporarily suspend my holds. So when you come back, you reactivate your holds. Is that what you're asking, Kathy?
And you don't lose your position in the line. That was my understanding.
You don't lose. That's a good question. I need to get my circulation manager here. I don't know if you suspend it. if you suspend it? I
I-
guess during
don't-
the 3 weeks you are not here, the people behind you should be able to check
And
that book.
they move up.
Yeah, they move
they
up,
keep-
but we don't put you on the end of the line.
Right, right.
So we can just put like next person so can jump your line. Next
Right.
person can jump your line until you activate your code. So we're not put you, since you suspended, we don't put you way back at the end of the line, so to speak.
Then I have one more and then I'll let everybody else ask. Several of us received the survey.
Oh,
And
yes.
one of the questions was, would we like standard hours throughout the library system, or would we want ones tailored to our particular branch? And I wondered if the results are in and what your feelings on what people like Rainier Beach or Beacon Hill would say on that.
Excellent question, Kathy. The survey has been concluded, but we have not received the comprehensive survey result. The survey ran for 4 weeks from October 14th through November 8th and was available online and in print and in 8 different languages when we do the survey. What we know right now, what administration has communicated to staff is that we have received approximately 4,600 responses. That's a very good result. But roughly 72% of the survey respondents indicated that they use the library regularly, at least once a month on average. While our responders may reflect the demographics of the broader Seattle population, they are also some of the most frequent users of the library and among our most dedicated reporters. Does that make sense to you? Our response really represents wide range of the demographics we serve, but most of them are those repeated high users. They turned in their response. And so over 90% of the respondents characterize the library as an essential city service and an important educational resource that improves the overall quality of life in Seattle. So this is very just general things that the library administration, the levy person who have done the survey told us, and they said there is much more data in the survey results that need to be analyzed and interpreted, and then we're waiting for that final analysis to be revealed. And I'm sure once it's done, everybody in the city can see that result, the response result.
Are there other people with questions? Then I've got another one too.
Okay.
Where would you see the Rainier Beach Library going in 5 to 10 years? Which is a polite way of saying, do you see it focusing on books or computers or something different?
I think we have always been, our role library is connecting resources and people and ideas. And whether this resources presented to us in digital form or print form or whatever new form that we haven't seen yet. But we are there to provide those resources. And when you say books and computers, I think they're both will be with us for quite some time. And we do see, however, some of the computers at Rainier Beach Library, they stay like empty. So we see more and more people came in to bring their own devices, and they just need a table and chair and the power.
Ah.
So back in 2015, when we did a reimagine library project at Rainier Beach, we added so many more seating spaces with readily available power plugs. So as a library, we constantly listen, watch, and what people are using us, how we can modify our services to meet their needs. That's ongoing efforts. And if the use pattern changes, then we're going to adjust to what people needing us for. Does that really answer your question?
I think so, because you're trying to expand into the community. And I'm
Yes.
interested that people are bringing their own devices. But I do have 3 more questions. 2 of them actually come, this is, I think, the 3rd time you've spoken at our meeting. And one of these questions I know was brought up at that last meeting, which was, with our new library is beautiful and we really appreciate it, but some of the shelves are so low that people in our 70s and 80s, there's no way we're going to get down to the bottom shelves. Is there any thought of something that could be done about that? Put all the kids' stuff at the lower levels.
Yeah, it's a good thought. Yeah, I know. I think I mentioned when this question was brought up earlier, and my answer was that I think my take on the question is that it's a concern about the collection size shrinking because we are reducing the height of the shelves. If you remember the old library, Rainier Beach Library, we have the shelves so high. So we were able to leave top and bottom empty to use just the middle 3 ranges. But after we remodel, we want to provide more better sign lines for people who work there, for people who use there, just for the sense of the safety and other reasons, right? So when we take the shorter shelf, even though our collection size did not really decrease, but I do see what Kathy said. Right after we had a grand opening, after 2015, the remodeling, I have received 5 written comments about, oh, my knees, I cannot negotiate my aging knees to crop down. So to respond to that, I purchased, with our facilities approval, of course, purchased some of those, what do you call it? Like stools, but stool has wheels on the bottom. You can just move. It's like my chair now, I can move. So you sit on a chair, just move around the lower shelves. It's not, I think it's not the solution. I think they're older folks. I'm getting there. Older folks prefer, but it's just, I don't know how, it's give and take. You want to store this much books in the library, but you also want to provide line sight or sense of safety, a sense of visibility, what's going on in the whole building. So there's something has to be given. So that's, I don't have a good solution, Kathy. I don't. But what I have seen folks do in my response to the 5 people that talked to me, I said, please work with the staff. Staff would be more than happy to walk you to the low shelves. You have some numbers there. Just give to staff will reach it for you.
Now, another subject you brought up last time was that the e-books were suddenly going to cost libraries in general a whole lot more money. But I don't think never heard, and I don't know of anybody else at the club that ever heard, how was that resolved? Are libraries paying a lot more for their ebooks now than they were? And especially now that the book sale didn't occur, is the financing in a more awkward situation?
Yeah. Well, the answer to that, in my understanding, is that percentage of the collection budget that dedicated to the digital ebooks has been increasing because the digital resource use has been drastically increased. So again, back to why we are here. What's our purpose? Our purpose is to watch for the use pattern and allocate the resources to meet those needs, especially during a pandemic. Our digital use, our digital library, so to speak, we have a 27 physical locations, but never forget we have a digital library. That usage is huge. It's huge. There's no hour limit. Even we're closed during vacation or during holidays, you can still do all the stuff on the in the digital library. And yeah, I will stop there.
Do you think then that instead of buying hardcover books, there'll be licensing more digital books?
We have to keep a good balance. You know, yes, we see dramatic increase in the digital resources use, right? We also see people do still enjoy the physical book, you know, the paper version. And that reminds me when I was first hired by the Seattle Public Library back in 1995. At that time, we still had old-fashioned catalog. The old-fashioned catalog has coexisted for the online catalog for quite some time. You know, so I don't see this paper, this print book will go away anytime soon. We will have to always play the balancing act. What is the reasonable percentage our collection resources used for digital resource? Not only just digital books, but also the databases we purchase and our patrons use. They are wonderful, wonderful and valuable resources. We, you know, as they are increased, we have to put a little more money there, but we're not never. That's my word. I can be corrected maybe decades later. I don't think paper, the print books are going to leave us anytime soon. I read both. I read my digital when I go travel. I read my digital things. I have a Libby, you know, all these things. I read digital books, digital magazines. I got all those. I don't want to carry those heavy books when I'm traveling. But even you are not travel, you are here, you still holding a paper book. You just have a different feeling. You know, the smell of the paper, you know, just give you something that you love. You want to continue to that. Yeah.
Hey, Kathy, there's a question in the chat. If you're done, Wei, I don't mean to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
Donovan was curious of whether there is a fax available at the Rainier Beach Library.
Yes. And 5 branches in my region, 4 of them offer fax service. Rainier Beach, Columbia, New Holly, and Beacon Hill. IDC, we didn't offer that service because we have a FedEx just like across the street from the IDC where they're located. And the fax, actually, I'm glad you asked this question. In my region, we pilot this service, I don't know how many years ago, because again, we constantly watch what people ask us, what people need. So we advocate, so let's pilot, provide the service. And then whatever branch, other branch in other regions, they see a need, they also get a fax, but not every branch has the fax service. Our region has the most branch need a service because people need them, especially in Rainier Beach. It's the highest fax use in my region. We're going to get a better equipment actually. It's not in place yet. And better equipment to deal with facts and more convenience, more efficient for public to use.
Great.
Thanks for that question. I'm so glad.
Wait,
And
what
then
about,
there's-
oh, I've got one more. What about
Oh.
security? Are you seeing concerns with security now at the Rainier Beach branch?
You know, I always tell people, whoever I know, when they say, "Oh, you work away in Rainier Beach," oh, you know, I say, you read too much media. You know, you don't know what really happens. I always try to say, have you seen all those positive things happening in the Rainier Beach? You know, the Rainier Beach, a beautiful day. You know, I used to attend to their monthly meetings, and the SPD officer used to come to present the crime data and stuff. The reality really doesn't paint the same picture as what media has been put, as what we have been portrayed in the media. That's my personal takes. Well, do we have instances at Rainier Beach? Yes, but that's not the only branch in the library system. That's not the only location throughout the city either. So yes, safety and security is always going to be something we look into. We take safety and security for our public and for our staff very seriously. But I don't see Rainier Beach is any different than other locations. While maybe has less, or maybe has a little bit more instances, maybe the instance happened there as a little bit more violent, but it happens places beyond Rainier Beach. I love that Rainier Beach branch. I love it. And the space and the people using us, the patrons come in every day. They were just so appreciative because they really need staff. Whatever the needs they have, either to find a bus route to go somewhere or to fax whatever document to whatever office they need to send it to, mortgage company, or whatever they need to do a fax, or they need to learn how to use a computer, how to send an email, seriously. How to print something, how to copy something, how to fax something, all kinds of questions. How to find a book.
Wait, speaking of printing, there was another question in this chat asking whether or not there's color printers.
Yes, yes. We have color printers. For those of you who have not used this or who do not know about this, since pandemic, we recognize the Southeast, not just Southeast, there's many people who need this service when we're not open. I remember when we are only open curbside at the Rainier Beach, whenever I go there, I almost get at least one person come in. Oh, you don't help me to print something? You don't help me to do, faxing? But after we reopen, people come in. So we do. So foundation, our wonderful library foundation, and some of you are generous donors to the foundation. I want to thank y'all for coming up cut up money to provide people with weekly $1.50 weekly credit. So that gives you 10 pages free. If you have a color costs more. You know, I'm not working at the front line that often. I don't know how much it costs, maybe 50 cents. Yeah, but the library provide, the foundation gave us a fund to provide, yes, printing, faxing, yeah. Scanning, you know, you can scan document into your thumb drive and then use our computer, send these things to as attachment to your email to whoever you want to send. If you have any question, just approach. Last night I was working at Rainier Beach closed. It's like 1 minute before 8 o'clock. Someone want to find a map, how to get to a place. Boy, when I watch my librarians do that search, I'm just so impressed. So quick, they turned the screen to the patron. They were typing like this. I said, whoa, how can you do that? You know, staff there is just, if I watch my staff helping public, it just touches me. It's just so great. So great. That's why so many respondents to the survey, they said library is essential service to the communities. Yeah.
Alan, was there any more in the chat?
It looks like Erin has her hand raised.
Hi, and
Hi,
just want to say
Erin.
hi, good evening.
Good
I just
evening.
wanted to say thank you for being such a positive influence to everybody. I grew up as a library child. My mom was a librarian for 52 years. So,
Whoa.
so I know the ins and outs and how much hard work goes into it. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I do have 2 questions, if that's okay.
Sure.
My first question was from my husband, actually. He was inquiring about how the Seattle Public Library interfaces with King County. And are there any plans to integrate the library systems?
Well, I heard that conversation umpty times, and then
Okay.
I believe there's some sort of, I should know this. There's some legality, something, tax district or something is very complicated. I agree with your husband, and many people confused. They thought we're one system. We're not one system.
Right.
However, we have reciprocal agreement, just like we have with Pierce County, Snohomish County, you know, the neighboring county systems. But King County is just so close to us, especially Rainier Beach. Some people were in Skyway, they thought we're same system. They come in to return to staff. They said, oh, King County gave us pre-pandemic. They said King County has free printing, blah, 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 blah. How come this branch is not? I said, oh, I had to say we're different systems. We have a different revenue source. We have just different. So yeah, I don't know, Erin, when your husband's question will be answered. The integrating into one system.
Well, we enjoy them both.
Can I say something about that? My roommate said that the Libby app allows you to use both King County and Seattle.
That's correct. I have used it. If you haven't used a Libby, go use it. You go to this Libby, you found some book, you say, I want to make this is my branch, and then you have a branch. But you need to have a library card with both systems though, like I do. I have I have library card with both systems. Then I can do that Libby thing.
What is that app called? Libby with
Libby.
an L?
Libby.
Oh, Libby. Libby.
Yeah, let me check. Let me check. Double check.
That's right, and you can put both on the account and then switch back and forth in order from either one, Erin.
Libby. Let me open it up so you can see what it is.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, it doesn't allow me to open it up now. It's can you see my screen? That on the purple side. Oh, it's uploading. It's loading right now. So
It's okay. I can find it.
You just go to the app store, Libby.
Okay, I can do that. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And while you are on that, just download another one. It's called a Flipster, and that gives you access to all the digital magazines. Wonderful. Yeah, I use that.
Oh.
What was that second one called?
Flipster. Flipster. They have all the digital version of magazines. So, you know, like a Dwell, and then People, and the National Geographic, oh, yoga, you know, the things that I like to see is all there.
Great, thank you so much. And I guess my last question is, I mean, I grew up in Michigan, and there's a large libraries where I grew up, and I noticed here there's many small libraries.
Yeah.
And I was just curious how the balance was between the library branches and size, and if there's any plans to have more small branches in the future.
Ah, and for the city, I don't know if, for example, what is it? When we have a bond issue, 1997, City of Seattle residents passed a bond issue. It's called Library for All. During that time, we created several new library locations. International District Chinatown is one of them. So I don't know when is the next opportunity to create more small libraries in the neighborhood of Seattle. So that's in 1997 boundary issue. We created quite a few. I think that will be the voice of people. If they say we want to have a small library in my neighborhood, like say, for example, Georgetown, I need to have a library here, you know, go through some, you know, process and bond issue and whatnot to get that done. Right now, I have not heard anything. Maybe I just do not know.
It's
I
okay.
just do not know. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you for your time. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for your question, Erin, and
You're
Kathy,
welcome.
and everybody else. It's so nice to come to your club and talk. Yeah, I always enjoy either in person or virtual. It's fun. It's
I
fun.
think Ed might
Yeah.
have one final question.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll keep it short. In a sense, I almost hope you don't combine with King County, because I've been using the Canopy movie service
Yes.
that you provide, and I have to say, for me anyway, I prefer the movies you have on Canopy to what they have on Netflix, etc.
Okay, good.
Better for me, and you can actually get your quota of movies from Seattle Public Library and also your quota of movies from King County Library.
So you can have two systems. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Although I don't have time to watch that many, but still, it's a nice feature.
I'm glad you are using the Canopy. You see, all the services is in the digital library, right? There's no physical location you go to. Yeah.
Yeah, I sometimes get physical. Well, I mean, we're doing an audiobook right now, which is digital, but get physical books and physical DVDs and real bits.
Yes.
But Canopy was, someone introduced me to it, and it's a great service. So thank you.
Oh,
nice.
you're welcome. Glad to hear. Glad to hear. Yes, wonderful. Yeah.
Thank you, Wei, for
Thank you.
coming.
Yeah,
And,
Kathy, just a note. I'm planning to retire.
oh no.
So next time I will give your contact for this club, contact to my replacement. I just let them know. So this club has been requesting regional managers to, answer questions just like that. So I will let them know.
Well, when's your retirement date? This is very safe.
February 1st will be my last day here.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my
So I'm
goodness.
so happy to come here to talk to this group one more time before I retire.
Well, thank you very much.
Oh,
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye.
If there's no more questions, I don't want to take up more your time. May I just leave the meeting so that you can do your business?
Certainly. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Wei.
Thank you. So good to see
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Library loves you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.